evening. Welcome to R.A.P News. I'm your host, Ryan Fancy Pants. This is quite an evening we have in store for you. Coming up, an interview you don't want to miss because it'll keep you on the edge of your seat. An interesting story about an interesting man, and so much more to come. This is an evening you don't want to miss.
That's right, Ryan. Tonight is a very special night. First, let's turn our attention to meteorologist Jan Newary, who will give us a look on this week's weather. Thanks, Julie and Ryan. The weather for today will be very humid and muggy. Today, you'll most likely experience some trouble breathing because of the humidity in the air, but it won't be as bad as a child with Edwards syndrome. Unlike them, you won't have to experience the feeling of a person sitting on the top of your chest when you're trying to breathe. As for the rest of the week, the radar shows that the sun will rise during the day and it will set at night. Well, that's all for weather. Back to you, Julie. That's an interesting fact, Jan. I had no idea that children with Edwards syndrome had trouble breathing. I guess you really do learn something new every day.
Yeah, one thing I always found interesting about Edwards syndrome is that with the help of amniocentesis, which is a sampling from the amniotic fluid in the uterus to find abnormalities in the fetus, you can tell if a child has Edwards syndrome even before they're born.
That is actually very interesting. Are there any causes for this disorder?
Not at all. Now, before we get too off topic, we only have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see the interview that we're going to see tonight. When we come back, Celeste will take us through an exciting and heart-wrenching story of a man helping his daughter survive in a world where all the odds are turned against her. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages. Do you have Edwards syndrome? Are you tired of watching people live through birth while you didn't? Well, now with the help of modern-day doctors, a cure is on the way. These genetic disorder specialists are doing everything they can to study the growth and development of a child with Trisomy 18 that lives past the expected lifespan. Finally, after all these years of heartbreak and death, we are working towards a cure. There is no cure, and there won't be anyone anytime soon. This advertisement takes no responsibility for the death of your child with Edwards syndrome. There is hope. Did you know that only 1 in 10 children with Trisomy 18 make it to their first birthday? Did you know that only 1% live to be 10 years old? How about that it is as common as 1 in every 4,000 births and mostly affects females? Trisomy 18 is a very scary genetic disorder, and it is the second most common genetic disorder. It claims the lives of so many innocent children, and the public needs to be informed. If ever there is a question to arise, or you just need advice and someone to talk to, call the number on the screen, and we will help you. I'm Celeste. You're the very special person. I'm here with Bob McDonough. So, Bob.
It's Bahab. Thank you very much.
Okay. So anyway, I'm here with Bahab McDonough, and I hear you have a child with Edwards syndrome. Could you maybe tell us more about it?
Yes, although it's hard to tell about, but I'll do it for my daughter, Moa. Edwards syndrome, also known as trisomy 18, is when a child gets an extra copy of chromosome 18. It's a result of aneuploidy, which again is a result of non-disjunction.
So how does one know if they have it?
Well, most children don't even make it to age 1, and some aren't even born. We're lucky our little Moa is 2. We knew she had it when she was born because she came out with clenched fists, overlapping fingers, a small jaw and mouth. Her head was shaped abnormally and she had a cleft palate. Since Moa survived past birth, we treated her with surgery to fix her deformed limbs, but most parents do medical therapy which makes the child feel comfortable instead of prolonging their life. Chromosome 18 Registry and Research Society is doing research to find a cure, but they need more information.
Well, I think we all want to know. Can it be prevented?
No, some people have an abortion instead of giving birth to their child with this syndrome.
Well, we wish your little Moa the best of luck. Goodbye, Bahab. Back to you at the studio, Ryan. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm about to reveal the winning lottery ticket for this evening. And tonight's winning lottery ticket is, drum roll please, ticket number 18. If you have ticket number 18, please call in at this time. Oh, and it looks like we have a caller. Hello. Oh, congratulations. Hello? Oh, there seems to be an issue. We have 2 copies of ticket number 18, and they're both named Edward. While we get things sorted out, let's go to Jimmy with special features.
Thanks, Ryan. I have a very special story. We've just discovered an interesting tidbit about political figure Rick Santorum's daughter, Bella. The young girl was diagnosed with Edwards syndrome at birth. As we discussed earlier, children with Edwards syndrome don't make it past the age of 1. However, this little trooper has made it past the age of 3. Santorum said in his October campaign ad, "We were told by the medical community, why do anything?" He also added that he was angered by the idea that Bella should be allowed to die. That's it for me. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Jimmy. Well, folks, this about wraps up our time with you. Have a wonderful night. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow when we interview our newest and cutest couple and no longer the bachelors, Sean and Catherine.
Have a wonderful night.
Joe, come here a minute. I got a red hot tip for you, Joe. See that guy with the red suspenders driving that car with the bright red fenders. I know he's one of those heavy spenders. Get that communist Joe. He's filling my gas.